Good afternoon, students. So, we shall read today about latitudes and longitudes. So, you know that the Earth and this small model is called the globe. So, I am drawing the picture. This is Earth. And here two poles. It is the North Pole and it is the South Pole. And here, what do we call it?
Equator.
Equator. And this is the northern hemisphere. And it is the southern hemisphere. And this is the imaginary line. The equator is the imaginary line which divides the globe into two parts. And the upper part is called the northern hemisphere and the lower part is called the southern hemisphere. And here that this is North Pole. The uppermost part is the North Pole and the lowermost part is called the South Pole. So that some imaginary lines have been drawn. These are the imaginary lines. And from the North Pole to South Pole also some imaginary lines we have drawn. So we shall now read about the latitude and longitudes. A globe is a small-scale three-dimensional model of the Earth or any other celestial body such as a planet, star or moon. There are many kinds of globes available in the market. Globes can be as small as a few centimeters in diameter and as large as 41 feet in diameter, which is currently the largest rotating globe in the world. Besides this, so that we have made that different kinds of globes. But they are the models of the Earth. All are the models of the Earth. So that according to we use that small models are helpful for us, and in our laboratories that large globes, big size globes are that used there. These globes are made of rubber or plastic and can be inflated just like a balloon. If you look closely at a table globe, you will find that the globe is held together with a needle that passes through it at a tilt. This needle represents the axis of the globe, and the points where the needle touches the globe on both sides represent the North Pole and the South Pole. Here is a needle. This picture is straight, but globe is not so. Globe is that it is linear. This means like this, like this. So this is North Pole and this is South Pole. That it is one imaginary, not imaginary, it has one axis. This is the axis. It is not drawn, but really the earth has one axis around which it moves and it causes day and night. Because it moves around its own axis. So the part which faces the sun experiences the day, and the other side, that part doesn't get the sunlight, that doesn't face the sun. So night is there. Understand?
Yes.
So it is the axis which is which that connects both poles, North Pole and the South Pole. The equator drawn in the middle of the globe is exactly between North Pole and South Pole. The equator cuts the globe into two equal halves known as hemispheres. Hemi means half and sphere means globe. The northern half is known as northern hemisphere and the southern half is southern hemisphere. Thus the equator is an imaginary circular line that serves an important reference point to locate places on the earth. All circles parallel to the equator going up to North Pole or South Pole are called parallels of latitudes. So, all circles parallel to the equator. So, this is equator.
Yes, sir.
And this means it is circle. Our globe is one round sphere.
Yes, sir.
So, and many other lines have been drawn that which are parallel to the equator.
Yes, sir.
So, they are called the latitudes. Like equator, they are also measured in degrees, or in other words, the latitude of a place is the angular distance of that place north or south of the equator. The nearly spherical shape of the earth, however, presents some difficulties since it has neither a beginning nor an end. Besides, there is no natural point or line of reference from which you can measure the relative position and other points. The fact of rotation, however, establishes two fixed points, the two geographical poles of the earth. These poles serve as the necessary points of reference. This means that when we want to draw the lines, that no lines have been drawn, because the earth is so vast and it is round. Who will move around the sun and draw the lines?
Yes, sir.
It is difficult. But it is right that we have drawn some imaginary lines. Why? That to know how all the places that exist, how all the places are on the earth, and to the northern hemisphere or to the southern hemisphere, whether they are, whether places are in the northern hemisphere or southern hemisphere, and that such lines have been drawn that which are parallel to the equator and according to their degrees. This means if it is 10 degree, then after 10 degree it is 20 degree, then 30 degree, then 40 degree, like this. And these degrees are also that according to their numerals, that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, if any place is in the northern hemisphere and to the west, this is the east, this is the west, this is the north, this is the south. So, we want to know about the placement, where it is situated. So, to which degree and to which direction. So, in order to know what situation situated, where it is situated, we draw the lines. So, the lines are called the latitudes. For the purpose of calculation, all measurements are done taking the earth as a circle. The circle measures 360 degrees in circumstance. If we go from the equator to the North Pole or the South Pole, we would go through a quarter of a whole circle of 90 degrees. Thus, from the equator to the pole, we mark 90 divisions, each forming 1 degree. The direction north or south of the equator is indicated by suffixing letter N or S, as the case may be for determining exact location of a place north or south of the equator. Degrees are further subdivided into minutes and seconds. So, 90 degree to the north and 90 degree to the south. Like this. So, this class is over now. Then we shall start our next lesson that about latitudes and longitudes. Thank you, dear students.